Hi there, my name is Phil DeLuna and I'm running to become a Member of Parliament in Toronto St. Paul's in this Canadian federal election. It is now the end of week 1 of the campaign. It's been an intense week and I'm going to share a little bit of that with you today. So we've got week 1 done. The number one thing, our number one goal for the end of this week was to submit my nomination papers to Elections Canada. Elections Canada requires 150 signatures of people that live in your riding in order to be allowed to be on the ballot. So I was out every morning at every subway station and trying to collect signatures, talking to people, and canvassing the streets. Interestingly, I ran into the incumbent Liberal Minister Carolyn Bennett 3 times. The first at a subway station, the second at a farmer's market, and the third in a park. So at least I know that I'm going to the right places. And she was super nice and actually signed one of my nomination papers, which I think is a great example of collaboration and being able to work across parties. Just because we're competitors doesn't mean we can't be people and compassionate and civil to each other, especially as we run for office. So I really appreciated that. Although, of course, we have our differences in policies, like, for example, supporting pipelines and these other things. Another big thing was press conferences. It's really interesting being a part of a leader's press conference and seeing how people just bring up their cameras really quickly, set up the shots, and go. I had the opportunity to be involved and actually speak in my first ever national press conference on pathways to net zero, clean technology, and how we can decarbonize our society. It was a really cool experience. I won't lie though, I was nervous the entire time. You can check out a link in the description below to see how I did. I think I did okay, but I was a ball of nerves, really. I also had a couple of backyard chats with some constituents in the riding. I gave a virtual talk to the Chemical Institute of Canada about the importance of policy and science. I recorded a podcast with Filipino Fridays, which is a podcast all about exploring and describing the different Filipino stories in Canada. And I knocked on a lot of doors and handed out a bunch of literature. Today, in the first week of our campaign, we have touched almost 10,000 doors, representing 20% of the riding. I also did some main streeting with another candidate, and it's just been a whirlwind. I wanted to take a moment and reflect on this first week and some of the interesting surprises that I had. One of them was letter writing campaigns. In the first few days of my campaign, I received dozens of letters from different voters in the riding advocating for different issues, like medical assistance in dying, or climate change, or palliative care. It's really interesting to see the different issues and communities around those issues get organized and provide these letter writing campaigns. I think they really work. Another thing that I noticed is how fast and last minute things are. Every single day we can have an outline of what we want to do, but the exact schedule isn't really knocked down until the day of. These have been super long days. I get up at 7 a.m., I check my email, I read about the news and any late breaking events of the day, and then by 8 a.m. I'm off, I'm packing up my stuff and heading to a subway station in order to canvass. I do that for a couple of hours till about 10 a.m. Then I'm off to either a press release or a conference, or I go main streeting, or I visit some businesses. Then in the afternoon, I'll go canvassing again, visit more businesses, check my emails and make sure that I'm not missing things, attend different events, start planning for debates. And then really, at some point, I have to find time to eat, but I don't really do that very well. In fact, actually, I've lost like 10 pounds since I've started running for office. I think half of it is stress and half of it is actually walking a lot. What else? What else is going on? Oh, and this is Danielle. She's the only thing that keeps me alive and sane and all this stuff. Okay, I think that's it for now. There's just so much going on. I don't know what's happening half the time. But that's kind of how you got to do it. And not stress yourself out too much. Just go with the flow, enjoy it, have fun, take pictures and post them on Twitter or Instagram as much as possible. It's funny. I've been telling people that the politician was the original Instagram influencer because it's all about the photo op. Anyways, folks, I'll see you in week 2, and hopefully my energy levels continue to be high. I'm super excited. I'm pumped. This is a lot of fun. But it's a lot of work too, and I wish I got a little bit more sleep. Okay, bye.